Do that.
I miss Star Wars Battlefront 2.
I miss my wife, Pepsi.
I was gonna make the same joke. Fuck you.
Possible, I miss the sandwich enjoyer.
I miss my drive, Tails.
I miss my car, wife.
No, I miss my drive.
I miss my drive, husband.
Hey, at least
Let's
he's still on the ride.
move you to about here. Let's bring this out here because, as we recall last time, some things happened. I don't know if Vox wants to let us know exactly what happened. I think that would be an interesting take.
I believe the last session started with the fight against the biker gang, the devil biker gang, where not Opal, Amber attempted to bomb them with a nuclear bomb called Rupert, which did not go amazingly, but
Hey, it worked.
at least they survived, so it's fine.
It worked.
Then, as always, Corby just beat everyone up. This time literally, with a hammer.
Keep going.
And then we stole the car and 2 bikes. Well, it's not stealing if they're dead, I guess.
Grave robbing.
And then we left to visit our friend Belle Delphine. But got caught up in the front lines. On the way there, and a bald lady saw a glow stick, and well, that's where we are now.
Something, you have something of mine.
Yeah, she just saw the glow stick, and like a dog, she wanted to play fetch with the glow stick.
I'm emo and my pronouns are she, they. Zardel seems like the bitch to use she, they.
She hates people who have hair.
No, I'm talking about Zariel. Zariel seems like the bitch to use she, they.
Phil seems like the kind of bitch who's like gay and homophobic.
Yeah, like Ellen.
Yeah.
And also, she hates people who have hair.
Zariel seems like one of those type of people that doesn't have a personality, so uses they them pronouns to seem interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, as Ember went up, you all watched as this small speck fell from the tower before the furl of wings. The exact phrase then uttered towards yourself, Ember, was, "You have something that belongs to me." You see down below the pit fiends and Yunoku fight. The car and your friendlies are slaughtering numerous devils around. And you are here in the sky with Zariel 120 foot above you. That makes her 300 feet total. And she is slowly descending into Avernus. Yeah, fuck yeah, got it in there.
Me when I said the title in the movie.
Me when I Baldur's Gate descent into Avernus.
Would us on the ground actually have noticed her yet? Dario and Ember.
Only by the creature with 25 passive perception.
I mean, he might from where he still is.
I'm sorry, Tom, you're saying something and I'm hearing Laura complain about something, and I know she's going to come up and start complaining about it to me, but you were saying?
Women, am I right?
Would us on the ground see Zariel yet?
Initially, you saw this small dot more than anything, but now that the wings have unfurled, you can put two and two together.
Oh no.
Can I ask the sword? You know her?
You get no reply, but you feel fear.
Okay, that's all I needed. Is it like she's magically projecting her voice, or is it just we can hear each other over the battlefield?
You hear her clear as a whistle in your head.
Oh, in my head. Okay. Do I have? I don't have thaumaturgy spell, do I? No. I shout as loud as I can.
That explains why
what
I
do
had
you
the
need?
monster. That explains why I had the monster manual. Yeah. Apologies. So the way I've read it, because this came up last night as well, the way I read it, any creature that can speak to a creature telepathically creates a telepathic link where both of you can speak to each other telepathically until the person who created said link severs it. So, Zariel has forced you into her Skype call.
Do.
I just got
Would you allow Ember
PTSD flashback. Thank you.
Would I allow
try and
Ember?
resist and break the call? To try and resist and break the call if she needed to. Not saying she will, but
I would say for Ember's sake, this is definitely one of those calls that starts with "Can you hear me now?" and the video is very blocky.
Also, HR is in there for some reason, but just quiet.
Like the slightest movement in the wrong place, and this call is getting disconnected.
Whenever you call in, it makes like a static sound in the background.
So she asked, "Do you have some?" What did she say exactly?
You have something that belongs to me.
I shout as loud as I can, and what would that be? Oh fuck! She's that close.
She's 120 foot. She's
but
technically above you. There's a vertical line.
Yeah, she's that close, on a flat plane. She's directly above me.
Yeah, but if this were isometric, she's maybe she's maybe at the other end of the room.
Yeah.
The sword. My sword. The second most sought after thing in Avernus.
It's mine now. We are bonded.
That's a shame. I truly hoped that we could sort this out amicably. That is, before the people sent to find it do find it.
Has Ember been told that was the quest?
Yes.
Oh god, yeah, right. I'm gonna take this very slow because I'm trying to think about things properly.
Ruby trying to think.
Corby,
This is new.
I can tell you, Corby never told you that.
Did anybody
I
else?
can't remember the others.
I don't remember us ever mentioning it.
We were talking about it generally in
Would Darshfall
the
have told it?
temple.
Yeah, I know there's was things shared. Was it that exact quest?
He only really would have mentioned it if she specifically asked, what Opal's quest was before she died. But, other than that, he wouldn't go out of his way to say anything, unless, it was specifically asked of him.
And Rupert didn't care.
I do remember it was mentioned, but I don't remember by whom.
It might have been by Smiles, because he was saying that
Yeah.
we needed to get beyond the door, and now it's like Opal needs to get beyond the door. But
DM, would Ember know that is the quest Opal got sent on?
I'm gonna put this straight down to an intelligence check.
Riddles are like that the sword is scared of her.
Oh my god. Ember.
Oh,
This is a death save.
Ember.
You're rolling against Zariel and you
This is
roll a
recalling
negative
information!
one. You roll a 0 against Zariel? Are
This
you
is
kidding me
recalling
right now?
information! This is the best place it could have happened! We're just getting that out of the way, okay?
Even with adding your history modifier to that, that's still a 2.
No, it would be a 4.
You have a -1, but proficiency, which makes it +3. Oh,
Plus 4.
be 3. Heads up, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it would be a +4.
We're so fucked.
Alright, because it would be 1 plus 3, making 4.
We've been fucked.
Gang
Shut up,
over.
you're talking about.
Embers is gonna ask, who did you send?
I have sent everything under my control. From Orthons to Tieflings to Kenku to Arakokra. Even Warforged, but none have been successful. Until now.
Warforged.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
Did I stutter?
I'm trying to figure getting character, get in Ember's head. Not one by the name of Opal, did you?
Oh, she was all too willing to make a deal. She signed her very life away to find this sword. She even signed the lives of her friends away. The horned
Ember.
one, the elven one, the feathered one, and the stupid one.
Ember throws a quick glance at the car who's jogging through the battlefield. Trying to recall what Ember promised to Corby. What was the oath she took? Was to do good, do the right thing, correct? I
Yeah.
really should have written it down. To do the right thing, to do good. What is your plan with the sword? You know, if I were to hand it over.
What do you know of the Blood War?
Ember would know, right? No, like from her studies, she would know about it, right?
I'd say a roughish idea, yeah, you know. Not really Talos' thing, but war is war. And as once stated by Ron Perlman, war never changes.
She is also, but she's also like the Avernus expert of the order, so she would know a bit.
Well,
I know a bit, rough ideas, some major events.
what do you know of devils?
Similar.
What do you know of demons?
There's a difference. Still haven't figured it out. Gonna be honest.
Allow me to And she comes down to your level at this point. And she does, she also comes down in size from a large creature to a medium creature to meet you perfectly upon that eye level.
I struggle to like take a step back physically with my legs before my wings follow, and I make sure I keep a bit of distance.
He looks at you. Look around. Can you point out the devils from the demons? As you look down at the blood war, you can see Inoku taking lemurs and tearing them asunder and throwing them around, constantly looking up at you like a puppy trying to jump up and grab you, knowing full well that he fucking can't, but, you know, desperate times and all that. You see...
Ember would know. I don't. I still don't know which one are devils and which one are demons. Oh. I know the difference, I just don't know the names.
It has been said that if given but a day, the abyss could... Yay. Medium.
Oh yeah, so the big ones are devils. Got it.
It has been said that given a day, the demons could overrun the abyss and the material plane if they just stopped fighting and worked together. That would ensue slavery. There's no nuance to what they do. Whereas devils are more true to their word. You sign a contract, write up a contract, and you are indebted that way. A devil may reach out for a contract, but will never pressure you into it. We have rules. This is what separates us from the savage beasts of the abyss. The blood war has spilled out into the material plane one too many times. Let me check. When is ever interacting with a creature outside of combat, you learn the capabilities compared to your own strength score, dexterity, and constitution. So, like, do you just learn what these actual numbers are, or do you just learn whether or not they are higher than yours?
It says compared to your own.
Also, cheer guys, just going as Katiki. Cool. So
The DM tells you if the creature is your equal, superior, or inferior in regards to two of the following characteristics.
which of the characteristics would you like to know, Garg? Yeah, you didn't go into the dragon's horde, so, like, Katiki is scavenging here. I'll be honest, I feel that you can give any creature on this battlefield a look and realise that unless it's a lemur, its AC is higher than yours, that's nothing to worry about. So don't worry about AC. HP, I'm also going to say... I'm going to say, comparing yourself to Zariel, overall, I'll give it to you now, overall is a stupid question. She is much stronger than Katiki. In the aspects of her strength, her dexterity, her constitution, You, who's wearing no armor and have nothing else against it, you know that she's already like that, and you know that to get to where she is, she must have a very high power. As for a regeneration, you've never seen her in combat, but she does look rather unscarred. But she looks at you there, Ember. The uncivilized masses of demons will enslave you without a second notice. The blood war has spilled out into the material plane multiple times. I have stopped that, put an end to it, and intervened where the gods wouldn't. Now, seek the means to remove the demons from this realm. Send them back to the abyss, or slaughter their kind entirely from the plains of Avernus. And with either numbers or relics alone, I will do that. Did someone just started cooking?
Yes. Hold on, let me cook.
It was the devils with the coconut shells.
I've got the
They're
coconut
making
shells, but the microphone don't pick them up, man.
They're making deviled eggs.
Oh.
So, you're suggesting genocide?
Of demons.
I also want to inside her entire story. Just like... Oh,
Okay.
told you! Told you I would be fine.
She says this with the vigor and gusto that as you are listening, she speaks as though she were an observer now turned active participant. Which, as you have saw yourself, she was an active participant and still is, as you saw in the dream. And she banished the demons. Yeah. She banished the demons from Adeligen all those years ago.
So genocide. is
Of
what you're
demons,
suggesting.
like... Can you honestly tell me the world would not be a better place without that? And just points to Yunoghu, this full-on, grotesque, hyena, evil-looking creature, as it just takes everything on the field, humanoid, demon, devil, and just starts tearing it limb from limb, uses limbs from one creature to beat down others as it feasts on the carrion. Tell me I'm wrong, please.
I think there's a balance to all of this. I don't know what it will do to the ecosystem of existence.
It will put the demons back where they belong, and the devils back where they belong. All things right and as they should be.
Where do they belong?
The demons belong in the abyss. All infinite levels. In the same way a Dryder lives on the 66th level of the abyss. Yunoghu should be down between the high 80s and low 100s. The rest of his kind. In his lair.
Can I tell if this is racism or if this is like where they actually belong? Like, am I speaking? Is this Nazi rhetoric, or is this biology?
I would say you're looking at more a history check there, or an arcana check than an insight check.
I can do a history instead, yeah.
Next thing you know, she's gonna want to build a wall.
Hold the rally at Madison Square Garden, you know?
Put some depth charges in the sticks. So you are aware that Deriders are drow. Drow worship Lolth, and she is in the 66th level of the Abyss. As for Yunoku's exact location in the Abyss, you can't quite place it either. Judging from what she's saying, she can't quite place it either, but it is a creature of the Abyss.
Yeah. So he is, like, kind of out of place here.
Yeah.
Fuck, there's so many options here. And then? You completed your goal, and then?
And then everything is right in the world and goes back to the way it was. And I can return to Mount Celestia once more.
I focus my energy, like, on the sword. It's like, I just wanna, like, kind of, like, check up with the sword, like, what they are feeling about what Zariel's saying.
The sword has constantly felt fear, but you've never felt it waver. Even in regardless to what she's saying, there's never been a moment where the sword has wavered or faltered. As to whether or not it fears the presence of Zariel or what she's saying is an alien concept. You're really only feeling the fear of the sword. I do wish it was a bit more sentient in some places, but for it, a flat line of fear, shall we say, from the moment Zariel...
The sword is smarter
mind.
than... sword is smarter than Ember. The fuck you mean it was more sentient? It has normal hearing and vision.
But it only conveys feeling. Your enemy can tell you the truth, and you can still be scared of the fact that that is your enemy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, the Prime Minister can tell me he's going to do the world a good, but I still look at him and go, and feel doubt.
Yeah. I hate that shit's being uploaded to YouTube so late, otherwise I could make very, like, time-appropriate jokes. And what about Elturel? The city? The people in the city?
The city was signed over in a contract. It has 50 years to serve, and then it will be returned, as per the contract. As will the people surviving, as per the contract. Again, we are beings of order, not chaos. We must differentiate ourselves from these filth and vermin.
Quinn has whatchamacallit, Tarsifal told Ember about any of the contracts she is under with Zariel.
Yeah, he talked about it with Ember and Rupert last session, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That was a solid 30-minute section of last session.
Apologies. And And me? What would happen with me if I turn over the sword?
You do whatever you want. Your existence to me is nothing. You are here. Maybe you'll find a purpose here. Maybe you'll go home. Either way, you've fulfilled a divine purpose in bringing the sword to me.
I
Let
only
your
serve
God be proud.
I only deserve one divine purpose. That's Talos.
And did he not guide you here? Was it not by his will, through his slight tweaks to the fabric, that you are now here, a foot from myself? With my sword to give to me, to put an end to this infernal, infinitely raging war, and bring peace to the material plane, and some semblance of peace to Avernus.
And if I don't happen to give over the sword?
Things could end very badly for you.
Do you care to elaborate?
Are they your friends? Points over towards the car that is slaughtering demons and devils as the motorbike seems to just pull wheelies and donuts in the carry-on.
Yes.
Did they tell you what happened to their first friend?
They had to take her out for evil
No.
deeds.
The one before that.
Which one?
The dragon.
Dragon?
A
And
mighty specimen.
they never told me about a dragon.
They left him for dead. The Horned One would rather write a contract and a deal to save someone under the effects of a feeble mind spell than to bring back their friend from death.
Doesn't ring a bell. They never told me about anybody like that.
You call them friends.
Well,
Bad
I didn't
things
ask.
happen to good people.
They're people. They probably had a good reason. Same reason they probably didn't. They had to take out my predecessor.
You watch as she looks. Your friend killed your other friend and you align with them?
They sounded like they did the right thing. They were evil, hurting others.
My dear, everyone in this plane is evil. With the exception of those who are tuned to my sword. You are immune to such perversive evil. Look over there. Stare at your friends. Would a good person be reveling in war regardless? They are killing demon and devil equally. They pick no side in this war. They are here of their own, doing their own thing. We could make your friends good again.
They've shown me they already have a good heart. You just told me you are evil. You don't seem to have the right intentions for everybody in mind. You're speaking of genocide.
Against demons. Have you ever heard of a demon doing a good thing?
I want to make a joke about Tarsfall.
You're not Gark, you can't.
I've seen people who are damaged and broken turn good. I've given people second chances and they've proven themselves. To mindlessly slaughter everybody of a species.
I'm not here to slaughter mindlessly.
Genocide.
I'm here to slaughter them from my plane and stop them from entering this plane again. I'm not going to the abyss. An infinite layer of madness? No. When a limb has rot and necrosis has set in, there is no point in keeping the limb to spread the infection. You must cut off the limb. The limb in this case is the river that flows through Avernus. I plan to cut off their entrance and cut them out. And they can stay where they belong. And they will never make their way back to the material or infernal plane. I just need my sword to ensure that humanity is forever safeguarded. Something the gods do not wish to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, folks.
Fuck you mean I'm good at eugenics.
It's the British blood, you know.
Isn't that not CRISPR?
No, eugenics is saying that a certain race is superior, and that you need to purify a race.
It's like specifically using like biology to justify it.
Yeah, it's using biology to justify racism.
Ah! You mean that thing that Vox does every session?
Yes!
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, exactly!
Well,
I learned from the best.
Is doing something about it, not just a justification.
Yeah, it's like, oh hey, we should burn down all demons because they're inferior and chaotic.
Yeah, it's eugenics is just trying to make the genetic pool better in some way, which can be racist, but it can also be like getting rid of all the handicapped people, for example, or things like this.
I would hate to see what the offspring of this guy and this guy is.
You have your camera on.
Oh, that's a low blow.
Say things like this, but actually I was going to say the same thing.
Damn! You didn't have to do him that dirty.
I mean the hair
Please
kind
speak
of
about the
matches.
Jennifer first.
Be honest though, it is pretty rich coming from someone that needs surgery to look like how they want.
Oh,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a fucking low blow, but I deserve that one. Oh, that's beautiful.
We are all friends here, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
We're all friends here.
We're all friends. Nobody's mad. This is just pure good fun.
Technologies.
Disclaimer.
And you know what? Even off camera, we say such chunky.
Please do worse things on camera.
We tone it down for the camera, actually.
We don't need the camera to be like this.
I'm gonna need this clip in here.
I should pick a drink. Is it an energy drink or water I'm drinking? Fuck knows right now.
Water. No, you need straight whiskey. Fuck, do I just the temptation to just like you know, you make good points. I will give you that. How about we make a deal?
I will nullify every contract your friends are under, and to grant you safe passage back to the material plane. For the sword.
Not what I was. No, that was not the deal I was thinking of offering.
Time to start writing shit down. I need a pencil.
It's okay, Ember. You can be okay with genocide. Just let us go home. It's okay. It's okay.
No. You guys are thinking way too fucking hard. Me and my friends have some
Pardon me.
unfinished business. You let us pass. Let us go wherever we need to. And we and I will pick. We'll go back to this conversation when we are done with our when me and my friends are done with our unfinished business.
Your deal is let you pass and we can have a conversation in the future.
I want to be able to discuss it with my friends.
Your friends have no value in this conversation. You hold all the cards.
And I value my friends.
And
So I wanna
I
be able to
do
talk to
not.
them.
Their life hangs in your balance. How
And
much
that's why
soul do you think is in that car?
That's why I want to be able to talk to them first before I make any rash decisions. They've told me off for that before, so I'm learning my lesson here.
You hold my sword. You come this way. You are their leader. They follow you into the blood war with no hesitation. They wait for you to move. They implicitly trust you. This much is clear.
That's why I
Else
trust
they would have
them.
moved on.
And that's why I trust them, and I want their opinion.
That is a shame. You should have considered that before you came here. If you could turn back time, that would be good. But you can't. And now you are here. My, the consequences of your action.
Do I have any way reaching my friends?
What do you mean by reaching? Like telepathically or running?
Yeah, talk to them, be able to communicate, like any way.
Screams from the car. Kill it! Is Jess okay?
Don't forget Elturel and its citizens.
I don't think you have any.
No, I don't have any telepathy. Especially
Ember.
not like that range. Like
Ember,
400 feet.
hashtag peace in our times.
Only Farcible was still a gulag.
It's not like not the guidance spell, not divine intervention. I wanna try to like reach out to Talos. Like I wanna a sign of which way I should go. Anything if he has any guidance, not the spell, to give me.
Yeah, sure. Just roll a 1d20 on your next skill check. You.
Want a religion check for that?
As you are looking round, taking this all in, hit me with that religion check. As you look on round, you see these 4 towers, all a fair distance between them. Now that you're this close, like, you know, you could drive like 3 ancient dragons between them without hitting anything. However, do notice that between them all, electricity, lightning, something does spark up and down them. As you're looking around, taking everything else in, it's all quiet. Even now at this point, the sounds of the din of the battle below seem to be drowning out. You're looking around and just hearing this like of electrical arcings.
What the fuck does that mean?
God, it's gonna be cryptic, man.
Yeah, I know. Oh god. You offered to void all deals, correct?
And get you home unmolested.
Plus what?
It means untouched. It means untouched. Unharmed.
I want Inoku to give me the bad touch.
Sorry, don't touch me there. That is my
Inogo can touch me, give me the bad touch if you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
You're not.
Sorry, Quinn?
You're not fucking the knoll.
I'm trying to fuck the Null Maker.
Please do not
And
the
make it
knoll.
part of the deal. Zariel and Inoku have to sleep together until the episode.
I just
Trying
make
to
blackmail out of
consummate
it.
the deal.
I just make blackmail out of it.
Guys, this campaign, you serious? I don't.
I don't.
Make a painting and then use it as blackmail against them later.
I knew you were.
Just make it an illusion.
The copy to Bill.
It's a minor illusion, but it's way too detailed to be fabricated.
Yeah. And what about Elturel?
Elturel was signed over by someone else. That will serve its purpose.
Do you hold the power to void that deal?
I do. But what's that worth to you?
What is the sword worth to you?
We have already discussed the sword and your friends. This is an amendment to that deal, separate to that which was discussed initially. This is the first amendment. The sword for your friends to go home with you, and all of their deals voided. Amendment 1. Voiding the deal made for Elturel.
Okay. I'm quickly gonna write down what I'm dealing here with, so I can keep proper track of everything. Sword 4. Void deal with friends. Amend 1. Void deal for Elturel. Elturel.
The Elturel.
Would Ember know
L
that
on my photo.
that's actually no, yeah, because Darshful's deal would be voided. Can you tell me what deals you've made with my friends?
I can.
Will you please do so?
No. If your friends wished to tell you their deals, they would have. They have not. That is their business, and if there's one thing we value more than anything here in hell, it is your privacy. If you could please accept these cookies. Hands you a little carrion crawler shaped cookie.
You can see the Beulah that he signed with the blood.
You can see all the vendors.
Oh my god, I just had a horrible idea.
Like all of your other ones, or?
Well, actually, I have another amendment. You can keep that little fucker over there. Those two I don't know, they're not my friends. Who, for clarity, who do you consider my friends when we're talking about whose
Fucked
contract we will break and send home?
Just points towards the bake and the crawler. We'll just call it Sandwich Enjoyer at this point. I ain't gonna bother trying to learn this vehicle's name. Points towards Corby
Demon
on the
grinder.
bike and the grinder. That just sounds worse. Points towards Corby and the demon grinder. The ones who followed you. Anyone in that vehicle and the Corbett.
Okay. Anybody in the car and
There's anyone you'd like me to admit, however, I am more than happy to do so. It is, after all, your deal.
Mm.
Oh, don't think too hard, Ruby.
No, I'm trying to think if there's anything else Ember would want to trade to like get out of it, you know?
Oh.
Like it's I'm trying to figure out it's like anything Ember needs and Ember wants, or anybody else from the party would want.
You can wish happiness to the married couple.
The power invested in me by Zariel, Archduke of Avernus.
I will know, Mary.
Marriage certificate.
Sorry, I think you'll find. Oh no, never mind. So basically, I think you'll find it's Archduchess because it's a woman, but no, it does say Archduke.
That's Archduke.
Like I said, she day.
Yeah,
She
that's, for
prefers-
some reason that's one of the really random facts I know about Zariel is that she's technically the Archduke for whatever reason.
Yeah, all of them are called Archduke, regardless of gender.
Yeah, gender
it's-
non-conforming queen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're monarch.
Oh yeah.
No, they're a duke, not a queen. What are you on about?
No, she's a
Get the
queen.
title right.
Look at her. She is a
Hey.
queen.
Chicken, you tear it up.
You know the way.
You know the way.
That's the 6-year-old.
You know,
That is so fucking old.
you know.
You may be an archduke, but she's your queen.
Short 4 sending us back to the. So, you offered to send us home. You mean the material plane? Baldur's Gate?
If Baldur's Gate is your home, then yes.
Would you be able to send us together as a group?
That is typically how the plane shift spell works.
I'm just making sure we have all our bases covered. No, I'm making it more accurate. I want to make sure I have everything.
No, not you. I'm talking to Vox. Who's like,
Oh, no, the thing is, Archon was part of the deal
Yeah, I know.
Dario made with Parsifal. And if we are out of here, we're out of here. It's no longer a problem.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny.
It's adding flavor.
I like to imagine that this is a conversation that Elemis and Parsifal are like having like in the car. It's like, stop.
Just speculating what's going on.
We're just all like yelling
calculating.
things out of the car, which obviously Amber doesn't hear.
Yeah.
I bet they're gonna kiss.
I
I don't
ship
feel like
it.
we're about to get smited. I see Baldy twitching her eye.
Can you promise us we will be unrestricted and unbothered in our movement once we leave this plane? No backwards deals of people being pulled back. No expectations of us returning. We'll be free to move wherever we want, do what we want, and not have to. Don't have any obligations to you, this realm, or anybody from this realm.
That would be nullifying any deal with me. However, any deal you've made with anyone else would be entirely up to yourselves to fix.
Okay, just making sure I cover all my bases. You know how it is.
Ruby's been burnt one too many times, can you tell?
I want a fucking horse! I never got that horse! I'm spending 2 hours on this! I don't care! Has
Really
ever seen a
trying to be careful
nightmare
that
anywhere?
Saw one nightmare and we killed it after it killed Rupert.
What? Rupert died?
Yeah, Parsifal's been sold twice.
No, I'm saying Amber didn't see that. Amber didn't see
well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Amber wouldn't know about nightmares.
Wait, didn't Farsal tell you about the deal that brought me back to life?
Yeah, but she hasn't seen it personally.
I don't know how much. It's
Oh,
more than
okay.
like, I really wanted to make the joke that I won a nightmare as a parting gift.
His name is Sparkles.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to think. So the thing which didn't know over contracts. Oh god, who we lose?
Dark.
Got come on. Got to say go.
Well, time to wrap the shit up. My last request. My last request is I require a token, an amulet of our deal I can use as proof and protection from any demons or devils. A sign of your good grace.
I fear you've not really listened to me. I don't control demons, only devils.
Listen, I'm working with what I remember. I'm still not good at their names. But, you know, a sign of good grace. I do not owe you anything. And I'm in your good favors. Also,
I can arrange
just
that.
a parting gift, a memory. Please, when we make the deal, give me that item. No delays, no extras.
Of course.
I've read up on devils. I know what to ask for.
That would be relatively easy and my pleasure. As she places her hand out in that almost human way. The design is very human. As she places her hand out to be shook.
Give me the details of the deal, and I will shake your hand if this is what I agree to.
Nullify all your deals to get you home to the material plane. Baldur's Gate. With no obligation to come back and no lingering contract on my end from myself to pull you or any of them back.
And for you to deal with for Elturel.
And I get what for voiding that deal exactly?
Sword.
As I stated, your friends and you going home is the sword. Elturel was an amendment after the fact. That is wanting more, and I receive less. A good deal is equal in parts. You understand? You walk away with one, I walk away with one, you walk away with two, I walk away with two. This is simple business in economics.
What would you be willing to take as your two? Soul of a friend of mine?
I'll take another city in Elturel's stead.
No. I want you to leave the material plane alone. You will have Avernus to rule, and the material plane will be free.
You can take Candlekeep. Do you see how I walk away from this deal with the same amount of things I would have? I lose Elturel, I gain the sword. We are merely replacing one. I will take any city, another city, for 5 years, 1/10 of the time that Elturel is in bondage to me. And unlike Elturel, this city won't slowly be sinking into the sticks. Even what are you trying to insight check here?
If she's really not willing to take, like, have the amendment, or like just her truthfulness in general, like how much bullshit, how much, the percentage of bullshit she's spewing.
0.
Not good.
Looking at it in her way. Looking at it in her way. She loses a city but gains a sword. That's a negative and a positive. That's a 0. Yous all go away and get to your own city without anything. So there's 2 positives for you. You just get out of Elturel. You get out of hell. There's 3.
Yeah.
You 0.
Fuck. Slag.
If only that were a city.
What are the cities of like the material plane that I know? So anybody like that's a smaller, less impactful to drag down?
Hellgate.
Actually, Candlekeep.
No.
Technically, that's not a city. That's a keep.
Maybe like
I'll
a
stay
library.
impartial, but I'll kill his mom.
You can pick like a hostile city, maybe one that invades other cities.
Baldur's
I
Gate.
don't think Hellgate Keep counts as a city anymore, actually.
Do you know any drow cities in the Underdark? Menzo Baranzan.
Kill the fucking drow. I don't care. No, I'm not Fox.
Drow.
I'm not Fox. Okay. I'm better than that.
Are you though?
Hellgate is like full of fiends already, if you think about it.
Because it has. Never mind. How about instead of trading another city, causing more harm, you reduce the contract of Elturel to 5 years, like you mentioned before?
Because again, that is a deal with someone else. And to change that deal in such a way nullifies that deal. At that point, the man who made that deal is free.
Can we sell another Vent Damper?
Davius Krieg was not a good man. He signed away the lives of everyone in that city. All for a glowing blue orb in the sky.
What would be the good thing to do here? The good thing would be to try to save Elturel. You're only willing to take another city?
For 5 years.
No other value? Souls?
That would be genocide. That thing that you were so against 10 minutes ago. Have you softened to the idea of genocide since last we spoke, worshipper of Talos?
I reminded myself of an oath I took to a friend. I'm trying to do good with this deal. Not just to myself or my friends, but to strangers. God, my immersion just gone.
Yep. Yep.
So I want to save Elturel.
You give me a city. Give it to me for 10 years, and my sword. You still walk away with the upper hand. You could always say you bested the Archduke of Avernus. And you are the only person in the entirety of ever to have walked away from a deal with the second most powerful type of being in the 9 hells. You can say you walked away with a lot more than them, that you duped me. This only ever stays between you and me. I wouldn't bother correcting it.
I don't wish for glory. I will offer you my soul in trade for Elturel. Internal servitude. My friends go free in trade for the sword. Elturel goes free, and I will serve you for eternity.
She places her hand out once more. You who have found my sword and got this far, serving me for eternity, signing over the sword to me right now. That is quite the boon. Quite the legendary warrior of Avernus. You have a deal.
One thing. Before I go,
God fucking damn it.
I want to say goodbye to my friends.
Yous can pick when yous leave. Yous don't need to leave immediately. I have no issue with you clearing up any issues.
Before we make a deal, before you get my soul, I want to say goodbye to them. I would like to do that now. I will come back and shake your hand.
I'll be right here.
And that's why I dive down.
Into the blood war. Weaving and dodging through. There's all manner of things collide. Gnolls tear apart lemurs, and merigons are torn apart by Hirozu. Glazibu destroy cultists. You weave through it all. And you get towards the car with relative ease.
Ah, good! You managed to get away! Come on, get in so we can get out of here!
No. Come. We can. I made a deal. I'm gonna make a deal. We are going home, and we're taking Elturel with us. We'll be free! We'll be back to the material plane where we came, and Elturel will be saved. All I need to do is shake her hand, and I point up to Zariel.
All this just for the sword.
Yes!
I believe that.
But just the sword.
For just the sword. We'll be free! We'll be the heroes of Elturel!
Can I like insight check her?
Can I insight this?
Can I insight it?
I don't see why not. Ruby, you want to roll that check to me privately?
There's no way someone
Oh, no, I
of
can roll
that
it private.
power...
I can roll it publicly. I'm full on lying. It's just they don't know that. It would be inside.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, fuck it, I'm gonna add Flash of Genius to this.
I'm
My
adding
insight.
my
Could
D-
I argue advantage?
Because
I mean it. Like it's genuinely what I want them to believe. Like there's so much like I have no reason to lie to them.
except you are, and therein lies the problem.
Fuck.
You're only telling a 1/4 truth. If this was even remotely a half truth, then I would allow it. But it is a quarter at best.
Guidance.
If everybody else wants to now make your insight check with advantage.
Oh, sure.
Oh, never mind. I don't use guidance. Never mind. I was like, wait. Nah,
Vocal and simply.
That's
Yeah.
not true. You can go, as Talos is my witness, I would not tell a lie.
Actually, no. I could
Yeah,
use 5 reactions. Oh my god.
A 14 is better.
We
Yeah.
joke.
Like,
Ruby
it-
took it back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You are all rolling like shit.
Yeah.
Total.
I have
have
something.
I have a 16, so.
I have magical guidance, but I can only use that after it fails.
You wouldn't know if it would film.
I have 14 total.
Magical. She would only know after you've rolled, which is like hilarious.
Yeah, it says specifically you can conjure success from failure.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Here goes nothing.
Damn.
Well, it's very unlikely, but I'll try.
It's very unlikely, but I'll try.
Oh, magical guidance.
You rolled a 10 initially, Vox.
Yeah,
10.
it's better.
It's an 11. Oh my fucking god. I lied to everybody.
Corby didn't bother. He's going, sure, yeah, you
You're-
make a deal.
You're not joking, right?
As long as
No,
you didn't sell my
no.
soul.
I made an oath to Corby.
Elimis will say, "Oh, that's great. I'm so happy for all of us." And give you a hug.
Please.
Remind me to buy you a drink when we're back at the gate.
Please.
You owe me one.
Please do not make me regret making you the one person I've trusted.
Can I insight that?
Like the forcible thing there, or no?
Yeah,
Do you feel
the
it's
fossil thing?
Well, the
Fossil
line.
thing.
Yeah, can I say that if you want? I'll forcible you want to roll against the with the appropriate roll, shall we say?
I mean,
Are you lying?
I think it's persuasion.
yeah, he's not lying at all.
Roll persuasion for Corby. Read you like a fucking book.
I see. Only you could make such a wise deal, Ember.
Also, first of all, you know I would never hurt you.
He sort of like scours her expression, trying to look for any like hints of distrust or anything like that. He knows what it's like to make deals for those that are better for others, to sacrifice yourself for things that other people may not be willing for. But he can't find anything, so he just nods. I trust you.
And this is where Ember like starts to hover again. He makes eye contact with Parsifal. And just loud enough so only he can hear it. She will say, "I'm sorry. Take care of Rupert for me," and flies the fuck off back to.
I'm just gonna say it's hilarious that you can't say hover. So
Sorry,
you said Ember starts hoovering again, and I just imagine like Ember whips out a vacuum cleaner.
You, such an emotional moment that that's what you fucking do.
He's a little
you-
staring in horror.
Fly on back.
Possible, what's with that look?
Actually,
It's like, oh, no.
but like, as you stare off, in your lap, you find a little symbol of Talos.
You need to sleight of hand that to put that there.
It's flavor. Shut the fuck up.
Let's have the moment, please.
Is it Opal's or yours?
It's Ember's. On the back, it has like a little engraving that you've seen on it 100,000 times. It's a little
And it says
flame.
China.
It's a little flame, but the only difference in it now there's a heart carved inside of the flame.
I hate this game.
Stop making me feel things! What is this, a role-playing game?
Alright, when the RPG is in TTRPG, get this out of here.
What role am I playing? The,
The
fucking
victim?
victim?
You fly on back up. like the weirdest scene. Zariel is still there, just like hand out, hasn't moved an inch, hasn't moved a muscle, just waiting like someone has hit the pause button.
I have returned. We have a deal. I will hand over you the sword, and you will send my friends in the car back to the material plane together as a group to Baldur's Gate, where they will be safe, unharmed, unhunted.
And you will have everything that you requested. As she holds out her hand.
And for my soul, you will void the contract in trade for Elturel and make that city return safely to the material plane.
I shall make Elturel great again.
You.
Gotta put some comedy in there, man. Don't take things too heavily.
God forbid I try to have an emotional moment.
God for fucking bid. I shake her hand.
As you shake her hand, you feel this burning sensation running up your arm. You asked for proof of your contract, well here it is, as you watch as all the words, every piece of the contract burns and etches itself into your skin like a tattoo, up and up, and when it finally cuts off where it's finished, it starts up again once more over your face and arms and all over your body. Your contract on display for all to see. A visual reminder.
Thank God I'm that high up. These fuckers would hate me.
She still holds onto your hand with her right. She holds out her left. The sword.
I hand her the sword.
And with this relinquishing of control, you pass unto me the sword. As the feeling of the sword seems to vanish from you. You watch as she grabs it, her blood cascades down the edge as she snarls. With this, my final right, I discharge my divine duty. Let my name be struck in the ledger of Mount Celestia. You watch as she takes the blade and just shatters it. As it does, it glows bright red. The wings fall from you, and as she lets go of your hand, you watch Zariel get smaller, and then starts to expand once more as you hurl towards the Blood War. You take 69 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Rupert was not in time with the reaction to cast Featherfall.
Out of range.
Out of range. Wait,
Oh, this is
she's
funny, though.
Wait. Her name is in the book.
She also has Death Ward up. She falls down to 1 HP.
In the middle of the Blood War.
Yes. That's... Hey,
1 HP is 1 HP.
1 HP is 1 HP. That's enough time to cast heal.
Or divine intervention.
That too. But
Divine
I still have a
Intervention
heal
is
in my
on
pocket.
cooldown, I think.
Let's use...
Nope. It's never triggered.
All watch. Off in the distance. Elturel vanishes. With that singular reflective drop in the air once more. And he... Up high in the sky, where once below Elturel lay, remains the companion. Would anybody in the car like to make me a history check?
Oh god, did I forget something?
Farcible, a scholared learner, you know through your time, Elturel was plagued by the undead, and at one point run by a vampire lord. The companion came into being somehow, unknown, but under the rule of Thabius Creek. It dispelled the undead that assaulted Elturel, and it took care of the vampire lord. You also know that the area surrounding Elturel is known as the Fields of the Dead, where numerous hordes of undead creatures seem to peruse. Oh boy. Use them watch. As use. One by one by one by one. All seem to The hustle and bustle of the city goes on as yous are not there. Things happen in places. The Elsong Tavern rises in popularity, it fades in popularity. The stories go by. Places such as the Forge, where the Portuguese went initially, they seem to have some issues recently. They were unable to contact that one person that they said should, contact them in regards to some smith work. The Low Lantern Tavern has just rebuilt and reopened, and yous find yourselves once more standing in Baldur's Gate, right by the docks. The smell of acrid burning replaced with fresh sea air and the squawking of seagulls.
Arthur was just standing there, like, in part reveling in freedom, but also just looking absolutely devastated.
Scottish?
We.
Since we've been set back, is my alignment still evil? Does I have to wait a time to change, or because it determines my reaction?
It is one calendar day, and then you
Okay,
revert
so
back to what you were.
Okay, so I'm still evil in mindset. Okay, just making sure. Rupert is... Wait, did the car come with us?
No.
Okay, just making sure. Rupert looks disappointed that the car's not here, but then, looks around. Okay, she failed, but she did give up the sword. I need to leave a debt unpaid. Where is Ember?
She's gone.
Looking around.
She's gone.
What?
She sold herself. I was not told exactly what it is she did, but she apologized to me before she left. She's gone. She did it to save us.
Hello, hi, and welcome to the Advert. So this is probably going to be a good time to go ahead, pause, maybe take a break. However, we do have a few little things that we should discuss. So, firstly, we are still available on Patreon, and we are still available on Coffee. Links are in the description. There is now some stuff up there that you can buy and also get for free, just a kind of way to support and all the rest of it. And I will be adding more stuff as updates come to the map making software, so do keep a little lookout for that. And once again, we are still partnered with Advert. Their link is in the description if you want to play D&D with absolutely no strings attached. Be that with some one-shots, some fun little games, or even some smaller campaigns. By all means, just join below. A link in the description. You may see games run by myself. So, the schedule. We've had to write this down. So, firstly, here's the times. 8 PM Central European, 7 PM GMT, 2 PM Eastern Standard, 1 PM Central Standard, and 11 AM Pacific Standard. For all the games you're about to hear, that is the days that they will go live on YouTube, where you can watch the videos. Now on Monday, it's Icewind Dale Reign with the Frost Maiden with some familiar faces. On Tuesdays, we have Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. On Thursdays, we have a level 1 through 20 Vecna Eve of Ruin with some other little homebrew and some official modules in there as well. So keep a little eye out on that one. And on every second Saturday, we have Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, where I am a player and not the DM. That one is going swimmingly. And now, I'm going to pass it over to Past Me with the longer hair to tell you about Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Now, for our live games, we have Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Now, if you are in the US, that is on a Friday night, and if you're basically anywhere else in the world, it's a Saturday morning. So, if you are in the US, it is 5 PM Pacific, 7 PM Central, 8 PM Eastern. If you're anywhere else in the world, such as myself, that's 1 AM UK GMT, 2 AM Central European Standard Time, and 9 AM Hong Kong time, because Ronan is on that time, so we'll include it for anyone in that time zone. So yeah, that about is everything. Let's get back to it. Would now be a bad time to say that you're like really quiet?
Oh my goodness.
It's tragic. They're quiet. Just turn them up. Oh, I have them at 200%.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Like I know what you're saying. You are just really, really, really quiet.
Let me do something real quick. Is that any better?
Much.
Cool. My input volume is down for some reason. But it's...
Oh, hi, Garg.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Garg.
You sort of just...
So you're back in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, we went home.
Oh.
Sans Ember.
Yeah, and he sort of pulls out the little Talos emblem that Ember had given him. This was hers, and now it is mine, I suppose. I assume that she sold herself to Zariel. What this means for us, I'm not sure, but I believe it means that we are free at the cost of her imprisonment. I suppose all we can do is honor her sacrifice.
Oh dear. I didn't even get to thank her.
I think our freedom is all the gratitude she would ever desire from us. It is all she could have ever wanted. Living our lives, moving on, becoming the greater versions of ourselves that we all wanted to be before we embarked on this journey. That is Ember's legacy before anything that she gave up. Perhaps she'll find happiness in Avernus, but I think if I were to know her truly for who she is, for her to find true happiness would for us to do the same.
Well then, if I can't get her a drink, I may as well cover the lot of you. Even the strays, looking over at Amir, Elmis, and
Katiki.
I don't know Gark's character's name.
Glaive guy.
I didn't even get time to update his sheet on the little tracker that goes by. It still just says chair guy.
No. She managed to free Elturel. Something that sadly weakened. Well, if there's one bright side to that, it means I'll have more patience to boon off of.
And I will have more time with you. Is that not happy in of itself?
I didn't hear that.
And I will have more time with you. Is that not happiness in of itself?
Well, you know I could use such scholarly smarts if I'm traveling all the way to Elturel. And you are good company.
Based off of the way that it looks, Elturel doesn't necessarily look the safest place to be, so if we're looking for more worldly,
that?
mortal peril, from what I could tell when Elturel was released, it wasn't exactly safe. It seemed to be wrought with some sort of undead forces.
Well then,
Vampires, ghouls. So, if we're looking for some sort of a mortally perilous journey, give me a couple 10 days of bed rest and I'll be up in arms for you. I'll have bearings on my old powers after all, or so it seems.
it'll be a lucrative avenue for myself and you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord, I just realized I have to support you as well now. You were gonna say,
Do you
Corby?
think Ember would want you to put yourself and Rupert in danger?
They're just undead, easily smited with high explosive ordnance.
This was no just simple undead. This was a vampire, I believe. Gobi is right. I don't know if Ember would have appreciated us throwing ourselves into danger just for her to sacrifice herself to put herself in it. But at the same time, I don't know if she'd want us to turn heads at the sight of danger.
Well, how about this? We've had a long journey. How about we all have one relaxing night at the Elf Song, and we can figure out where to go.
Right back where we started.
Rupert, give me a history check.
Yep. 1 second. I don't remember closing my sheet. Anyways.
You don't remember closing your sheet, nor do you remember being unbarred from the from the elf song.
Don't remember what from the Elf Song?
He's got barred from the elf song.
Oh,
Oh shit, I just remembered. We're banned from the Elf Song.
there's the blushing mermaid. Unless we blew that one up too. I don't really remember.
Remember, we burnt it down.
Oh.
No, that was.
I mean.
That was the Low Lantern Tavern.
Oh, wait. Oh. Then the Blushing Mermaid sounds lovely. What say the rest of you? Chair, Guy, Elmis, and Gorby?
Does Shagar have a voice?
He hasn't
No,
said
has not
anything.
said
No,
a thing.
he's been mocking the entire
Hasn't
time.
said anything. All right.
Because you weren't here.
People looked at his pictures, said he was mewing, so anytime that they asked him for an opinion, he put his fingers to his lips and then drew it across his jawline.
Oh well, he'll pull Rupert closer, tenderly,
Oh,
mewing.
Ew.
I don't know what mewing means.
oh God.
He flashes his ring.
Oh god.
I'm
So
married.
lucky.
I'm married.
Why prove it?
Okay, so I'm reading right now. A mew is a migratory gull that breeds in northern Eurasia, northwest.
No, that's not even close.
Oh,
You
anyway,
ain't
he'll
maxing.
look
It's a,
smashing.
it's a male uwu.
Yeah.
It's the male version of Uwu.
Alright. Well, he'll pull Rupert closer and, tenderly.
I'm going back to my family. Good luck.
Thank you. You're just gonna like slowly take your arms off, like pushing your way like Oh, that's a peasant.
Does chair guy have any earthly possessions? Does he have a locket with a picture of his wife and family in it, by any chance?
Say yes. Say yes. No, it's say
Let
yes.
him have it. Let him have it.
Yeah.
It was stolen in prison.
Hey, bends down, squats down and coughs and it falls. I don't know. Got
Yeah,
I hope
something.
they weren't in
prison
Elturel.
pocket.
I hope
This
they
is
weren't
my
in
baby
Elturel.
girl.
I call her Matthew.
Bruh.
Right. Rupert's just gonna back up and go behind Farsal and say, right, well, I'm just gonna take my lovely partner here to the Blushing Mermaid. You're welcome to join us.
Chair, chair guy will wonder in thought, keep murmuring on to his daughter, oh, and she's a little overweight, and oh, she's balding a little bit. And,
I feel insulted.
Fuck you in history.
no, Matthew, don't worry, this has nothing to do with her, it's just his daughter is named Matthew. And she's got that weird accent, that weird voice and stuff.
They're crying. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll find your address. We'll find you and I will mock you.
Well then, Colby, would you be up for a drink at the Mermaid?
I think you and your husband deserve more time than a single night. After all, you have a honeymoon. I would suggest that you go and enjoy them. I will go and scout out Elturel, and then we'll come back.
I think
Not a
we can
bad
arrange
idea.
that.
And then I'll
Also-
reach out and offer to shake Katiki's hand, Elemis's hand, Rupert's hand, and then finally Farcival's hand. And as Farcival shakes Poppy's hand, assuming they do, he will pull them down effortlessly, and in your ear just whisper, keep hold of that she gave you. It is a way she can find you, and you can see her. Maybe you can help her.
He will just nod very slightly in acknowledgement.
As yous here in the material plane part ways in places. Things in Avernus take a rather fun turn as Ember roll me. We'll leave this up to a chance. Above or below the halfway point?
On a D100?
On a D100. Above or below 50?
Oh, below, above. I always roll high.
You survive your fall and your encounter in the Blood War. You are secured a place as essentially a high-ranking general. After all, not many people could no one could find the sword of Zariel nor bring it back. However, the sword of Avernus hath not the full power that it requires. After a brief brush with Zariel, she sends you to Delphine. And as you march an army across the plains of Avernus, you get to Bel's Forge. The Fire giants there give you that reverence that you deserve because you are a general. You outrank them. As you enter into the forge, you see more fire giants that are casting their weapon. Zariel has sent you here. Or Bell. To give you the rod. You demand these 6 adamantine rods. Bell tells you he gave them to a group. There was a bird folk. There was tiefling. There was some strange guy. There was a masked guy.
Scott, not gonna lie,
And there was a
strange
robot.
guy applies to all of us.
You wore a mask, my friend. You could have been anything.
I thought strange guy was Rupert.
Oh yeah. I mean, you are pretty strange. As he tells you all this, I feel you've already drawn the conclusion. Corby, you had the bag of holding, didn't you?
I gave it to Rupert because he was struggling to carry stuff.
Rupert,
Yeah. Yes.
throughout the week, you are emptying out the bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Looking through it. And you hear the cling, 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 cling of 6 adamantine rods. They fall to your feet by the bed. Forcible. Strangest
Forcible?
thing.
Yes.
You feel your connection to your patron. It has not changed. The Orthon that you spoke with, he has not in any way, shape or form changed his... He's not tried to reach out to you or anything. But he's also not... You know, he's not done anything either. But you, yeah. You realise now that a week later, Zariel was not your patron. You then hear Rupert shouting out to you. Percival!
The rods are acting up! I forgot about these.
And what do we do with them?
I don't know, send them back to hell?
And how exactly would you do that? I'm not exactly very keen on going back.
I don't know, bribe a priest for a portal to hell and just toss them.
Can we send them the Candlekeep? Can we make it their problem? I'm tired.
You know what? Good idea. Let's get it, like, Griffin expressed to, Candlekeep. It's their problem.
Choose. Take your time to send 6 adamantine rods to Candlekeep. Time goes by. Corby, as you have been checking out Elturel. There are...
Well, first I would have gone.
Yep.
But first I would have gone back to the
Raven's Rook.
what's it called, Advert. Yeah, and no, my Raven's Rook Abbey, and I would have told them about the Orcus cult that they told me was in Long Saddle. and then I would have asked permission to go and scout out Elturel to see if there are undead there.
Yep. As the group they give you that permission. You seem to have done something for them that they never could have done. You're given that permission to go out. And as you head on out, and I just need to realise it's got a fucking Faerun map. You head on out towards the town, city of Elturel. You see that there is still no glowing blue orb in the sky. There is, however, plagues of undead. Minor undead for the most part, but nonetheless still undead. That is a horrible map. Would you have entered the city within your time? Or would you have just been on the outside?
I was scouting it, so probably not, unless I thought I could get in and out without much risk. Yeah, primarily I would have just been scouting it out at this point.
Yeah. I would say that you can get in and out with ease. For the most part, there are, the odd guards here and there, but you can get in. They have some people tell tales in regards to yourselves. I've got a map here so everybody can see just what's going on. Yous are here. Barbie is like here. You are like here. Tiki is somewhere off. Elmis is somewhere off. People have no issue to disbelieve anything you say at this point. You don't hear much in regards to the leadership. It is quite, there's still an election, shall we say. They're still trying to find out who should be there. You're hearing all the tales of how people fought in this war, how they saved Elturel. That's bullshit. But the tales continue. Do you fight any undead, offer any services within that time?
Yeah, I'll kill undead if they are obviously sort of like wandering around.
Yeah.
And then I would scout out the city and sort of see if I can get a gauge on who's left and what they're doing type thing.
Yeah. For the most part, you do hear a few names thrown around. You hear that Jackin, you remember Jackin? You hear that he got quite high in the guard after helping evacuate the high halls. Ravenguard did not get so lucky and perished. There are
how did that happen?
there are a few odd tales here and there of that one weird dwarf. Nobody quite caught his name. Nobody quite knew what he was saying. But there are some really weird stories about people trying to interpret what he was saying. Sadly, no one in the city spoke Undercommon. What are the odds? Katiki, from which city did you hail?
Sartison.
Fucking Snake City.
I have
It's the only one that came to mind.
Where is that?
I've been there too many times.
It's over in the desert. It's a Unwise city, but it's the only one that really came to mind. Mintarn.
Where the fuck is that one?
Okay.
No, if you could just point it out in this map, that's great for me. Just so I'm aware.
Chartisan is here.
Yeah, Sartisan is in the desert. Is by Nakara, and
It's not a
Mintarn
desert.
is to the left of Trollbark Forest.
Ah, okay. And if you get to the city, town, wherever it is, for the most part, you've been gone for some time. People now see you coming in once more, and people have questions. Do you tell them the truth or tell them lies?
I'll tell him he got attacked by a hag, kept hostage. I don't believe if he went to the hills, I'm assuming. I don't know much about Chair Guy.
You're writing
The
a
chair
story
guy
as we
lore
go.
goes deep, I understand.
Yeah, Chair Guy's story is he got chained to a chair, and then not anymore. It's the most riveting fucking character development of this entire campaign.
As you are sent about, people understand hags in these forests are a dime a dozen. But your family's happy that you are home. The wife, the child, and anyone else that you wish to add to your family tree. You go about your job with no issues. Everything is quite quiet now. The hustle and bustle of hell is long gone. And it's back to being mundane. Elmis, do you call the material plane home, or do you call the Feywild home?
I would guess the Feywild, but he would stay on the material plane for now.
Anywhere in
He would
particular?
probably be traveling to the Cloud Peaks.
Yep. You make your way on your pilgrimage to the Cloud Peak Mountains. All dressed up and ready to go, looking around, enjoying your newfound freedom. The heat of hell really does wonders to your acclimation when you now stand on the frozen peaks of mountains. You are technically on the border of Am. Ember.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks have passed now since you were sent to get the rods. Zariel tells you that they have divined the location of these rods. They're on the material plane. She says that she will send you and either 4 pit fiends or an army of Ashbashis. Your choice. What would you prefer?
I'd prefer to go alone. Wouldn't draw too much attention to myself. I assume I've turned evil by now, right?
Oh yes.
I would want to go alone. Don't draw too much attention to myself.
You're going into a heavily fortified fort.
Oh wait, what? Sorry, where did they find the rods?
On the material plane. We're sending you to a heavily fortified fort to get them. They will kill you in an instant. I need not remind you what would happen if they kill you. Wouldn't want you to be demoted now, would we?
Oh no, of course not. I guess I could take an army. Bring some destruction.
You stand ready with the small army of Abashi. And yous are all yous all appear. You stand a large gate of a castle with two monks standing present in a purple and yellow garb. They have holy symbols round their neck, a book, an eye, and a candle. You realize these rods are inside Candlekeep, and you are to assault Candlekeep.
I love the consequences of my actions.
Hey, you're the one who said make it their problem.
Do you assault Candlekeep?
I would walk up to the gate. Well, hello there.
Both
Long
guards
time no see.
draw their glaives. You come with an army
No,
of
no.
devils.
I don't worry about those. They won't hurt you. I just need to pick up something. It's important order.
Under
Just
whose
need some
orders?
rods. And then I'll be out of here. You guys don't have to die for this, okay? We can do this the civil way. And just like sparks start to fly, connect to the ground. We can do it the hard way.
Would
let me know.
Ember perchance remember her connection to the Farcical since he was getting to Candlekeep? Would she use that as a manipulation tactic?
I have some friends in the city. We can talk about it. I'm just here to visit them and pick up a little present for home. These are my guards. They look a little weird, but it's just
They
they won't hurt anybody.
Do you know the price of entry?
No, but it's been a while since I've been here. You remind me?
One book that we do not have.
Who? Would I have a book with me at all?
You never had a book on you to begin with.
No, I don't read. Would I wouldn't. Would I know that and like prepare that before I leave?
You didn't know you were going to Candlekeep to begin with.
Okay, yeah. Oh, come on, don't do difficult. I don't want to make this difficult. I don't have a book on me right now because I didn't plan to be here. I just remembered I have a friend here and I just wanted to go in and say hi, okay? I'll come on the way out, I'll find something, I'll come back and pay double. Just don't be difficult.
Rules are rules.
Cool. I cast lightning. I just fucking zap him. I sent in the Pete Fiends. Or the devils, whatever. And I just go in violently.
A few weeks pass.
Oh. Could have done the easy way.
Wherever yous are out in the world, in the wild, whether you pass by a town or are sitting in a town, you read. Be that in the Baldur's Mouth, the Waterdeep Wazoo, that's actually what it's called, by the way, not making that shit up. Or whatever they have it in
Really?
Elturel.
The Elturel grave.
Fuck off, it's actually called that. You read of the sacking and invasion of Candlekeep. The survivors paint a very good description. a bunch of Abashi devils. All different colours. Abishai, you know what I mean. Red, white, greens.
Oh, that fits my vibe perfectly. Yeah.
How diverse.
And a woman
Rainbow Abishai.
of flaming hair. Wearing a blue and white robes with words that seem to be burnt into her skin that reads about saving something, about voiding deal. Percival. Rupert. Orby. Use 3 specifically. The descriptions given of this one person. Make it very clear who this one person is.
My thing.
What happened to the devils afterwards?
Those that did not die went back. The description given was like a droplet of water held in suspension as the drip bounces up. Yous who have been on that end of that, yous know that simple plane shift spell was used. Though these Candlekeep monks do try to keep things hidden in that regard there. For the devils that died, they seem to just vanish after a period of time.
Destruction follows me everywhere, even my home.
I feel like I would have instructed them to not destroy too much. I would have just like told them like, we're here for one goal, don't destroy the city.
Every mage and monk that was able to fight took up arms against you.
Alright, those fuckers died. It's just more the city didn't burn down, which is what I normally would have done.
What's a quicker way to kill 10 people? Stab 10 people or burn the building they're in?
AoE them with lightning bolt.
But, as you hear this, what do you do?
What about Silvira?
The names of the dead and those who survived are not published.
God,
Possible.
yes.
Do you wish to plan a visit? I know you have ties to Candlekeep. I figured you might want to check.
Part of me wants to do nothing at all. It seems that everything I do in pursuit of something for the better ends in tragedy, one way or another. I sent the roads to Candlekeep. My deals persuaded Ember to sacrifice herself. All of these burdens are mine to weigh.
No, they're not. She made a choice. We all did. You can't blame yourself for others' decisions. That's insane.
Perhaps. But I can't help but feel a little responsible.
Well then, why don't we pay a visit and maybe even help with repairs or healings or whatever they need for a bit? Maybe that'll make you feel better?
It just might.
Alright. Then I suggest we start preparing and packing for a Candlekeep family visit.
Goody. Maybe they'll have a different person to blame for their problems this time.
And if worse comes to... And besides, we warned them about the rods, that they were of infernal origin. They took it on themselves.
That's true.
Corby, you've
And who
read
knows?
this news. How do you feel about it?
Corby has a new mission, which is patrolling Elturel and making sure the undead are not a problem at the moment in the surrounding area. He is not too bothered.
One track mind guy, I love it. Then, as the journey takes you to the Candlekeep, Ember, you bring back the rods. Zariel forces Bell to craft this blade. The adamantine sword is created. You watch as Zariel flies on up to the companion. The large blue ball that now sits situated in Avernus. You watch as the light dims completely from this thing. And it opens. It does, you see another winged creature immediately fly out before being wrestled to the ground. You want to go ahead and give me a... call it religion check.
Religion. See, I told you guys, I just need to roll net 1 on the first one, everything after it was good.
What did we get?
A 16.
That's good enough. You watch as Zariel rips this greeny blue winged creature out of the companion, wrestles it to the ground, and essentially uses its body to sheathe the sword for a brief moment. As she pulls it out once more, you see as the blast of power seems to rock the entire plane of Avernus. You watch as every devil seems to take a knee. As now the blade of Avernus has been fully crafted. Zariel is the now de facto and indefinite leader of Avernus. I would like to say things get better for you, but they don't. You fight in the blood war, even with the sword in hand. The demons never quite seem to stop coming. In fact, they seem to have a new, renewed vigour as more and more seem to pour out. And more devils are sent to the material plane to make deals and bargains. You guys come to Candlekeep. You see the destroyed mess that it is. Elvira still exists. She asks you about your time in Avernus. What you did.
Oh,
Is Elturel safe now? What happened? She's sure there's a book in there at least. A book
Hey
that
mom, look,
you
I got
could
married.
a book that you could author to gain the respect of your peers.
we could author.
How much do you tell Silvira?
I tell her that how much we've traversed, the things that we saw, the allies that we made and those who fell, the way that Avernus twists your mind and the regrettable decisions that it causes you to make. It seems that Farcival has a very easy time opening up to her, to this woman, compared to anybody else. And that it feels that he's regrettably able to open up his secrets and tell her about the things that he has done, but not without shame, but without little to no hesitation or withholding of information.
So everything.
Yeah. He's like sitting there, he's like, this is like what you do when like you sneak out at night to go to a party at your friend's house, and then when you come back your mom's like, well, where have you been? And then you like sit there in a chair and you stare at the ground and tell her everything you've done.
Ah, you clearly have a more interesting life than me.
Oh, I've never done that. I'm looking around outside.
She tells you with no uncertainty that the person who you say gave up everything to get you home is the one who attacked Candlekeep with an army of sadistic and evil devils that took anything they could, destroyed anything they could, killed people who fought back, and took advantage of those who were on death's door. He tells you that numerous contracts were clearly made that day. All whilst Ember scoured the halls for the adamantine rods that you sent over. The devils destroyed the wardings, leaving Candlekeep vulnerable. And she looks at you. She looks directly into your eyes. You align yourself with such. At this point, everybody's alignment is back to what it originally was when we started in session 1. So, true neutral for fucking everyone.
Chaotic neutral.
Lawful neutral.
Neutral.
She was the greatest woman I knew when I did know her. I don't doubt that. Being in a hellish landscape for such a long period of time has twisted her. Zariel may have well turned her into a completely different person.
She stands in her very light and airy and spacious study, where the roof has been basically destroyed and there are now no books. It's just open plan at this point. As she walks round, you hear her. No one is without redemption. You could try to redeem her, or break her free of her contract. What say you? You have
I can
friends,
try.
right?
I only fear of going there and then dying and then forsaking everything she fought for in the first place. What use is her sacrifice if all I am doing is killing myself and reducing the one dream that she had while she was still herself to nothing but ashes?
She leans to you. Your friend set you free. And has attacked your home. You say she may be under some form of manipulation. If it's your
Avernus.
wish to go back at any point, within the next week, whilst I can still do it, let me know.
I will keep it in mind. If I so will it, I will find a way to bring her back to us.
Use help aid in the creation of a new Candlekeep. Try to make it
I
a bit
could
better.
add,
Of course, by all means.
just add on to this a little. There is additional knowledge I can offer. They have interesting war machines that could be repurposed and modified. I can offer you the specs I managed to find out while I was in Avernus.
That there's your own book that you can write yourself. Dollar.
Oh, and possible. Whatever choice you make, just know you have my backing.
I am more than grateful to have it. I want to save her, but I can't go back down there without a plan like we did last time. We were there for far too long and we almost died multiple times. I can't bear to lose you again. I don't have any left of me to give. So let us be more prepared this time.
Well then, I think I have some ideas on repairs and maybe even modifications or improvements I can give this lovely little fortress.
Use
By all
around.
means,
Oh, you go, sorry?
by all means, go ahead.
Just go around. Helping and healing the ailed. You hear the hushed stories of some. You see that there seems to be a rift between the scholars. Very clear those who have made contracts and those who have not. You can see the ostracization of those who have made contracts. You hear how some of them simply made contracts just to see the next day. How others wished not to die. How some only hoped their family would survive. You tell from the other ones. They can't trust them anymore. They may be selling secrets. Candlekeep is still weak. It needs its defenses. It needs to get rid of these people. They need to be removed. Shunned. Expelled. These people seem to be getting a similar treatment to you, Forcible.
I'm gonna be sick. Hired a next generation of warlocks. God. I imagine that he would definitely try to like fight for like anything that he can, like any redemption of them. He knows what this is like. He knows what it's like to be pushed away. He's doing his best to advocate for them, that they're not evil and they're not necessarily decrepit. They're just trying to live another day.
Aggressive typing intensifies.
Yeah. Kill. As you're doing all this, you're hearing all the responses. Vira comes back to you once more. Nice, you know that the defences will go up soon, in the next 24 hours. And asks if your plan is to go back, assemble, go back and redeem, or if you're just gonna see what happens indefinitely. You can see in her face there is concern, not just for you, but for everybody here, and for the entirety of the Sword Coast and beyond.
If I do go there, I risk dying. I risk everything. I could potentially cause more problems for the Sword Coast. But I could also save Ember. And I could also prevent everything, if it comes down to it. I have more experience there than I did before. I'll know what we need. I have connections. I have a patron that seems to care about me. Kind of.
Have you reached out to your patron?
Yes, not necessarily. I honestly had thought that he would dissipate and I would go back to radio silence from the depth, but it seems as if he has not left. So
Maybe you should reach out. See how things are on the other side.
I will do that. And he'll sort of... Is Rupert... I'm assuming he's here. He's always
Yeah.
here.
Joined at the hip. Or ass, pick one.
Pips.
He'll turn to him and just sort of... Well, what do you think? I mean, you have a say in this too. If I'm going to drag you down to hell with me, you might as well have a say or a vote.
And now we wait for the...
I'm willing to go. That's it.
I have
But
no idea
then-
what the fuck you're saying, mate.
Yeah, you're not very stable connection-wise. Just type it out, gang.
More stable internet and actual war zones than he's got there. He's keeping this all out. Elmis and Share Guy, Katiki.
Hello.
Just enjoying life. Been up to anything recently?
Well, he's likely very traumatized, but I don't know enough about Chair Guy to really know what's going on. Probably spending
Right.
time with his daughter, inventing this revolutionary ID called pasta.
I mean, it's your character. You can make shit up as you
Becoming a
go.
multi-billionaire. Everyone's heard of Chair Guy's magnificent linguine.
I feel so called out because I really like pasta.
I know.
Like,
You look the part.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, I'm so mean today.
This character is just a personal fuck you.
Yeah, I got food poisoning from KFC.
and that's my fault.
Well, yeah, your kind created KFC, didn't they?
No.
What do you mean, no?
The K in KFC stands for
Hey,
Kentucky.
Garg, yeah, Garg,
Oh
what do you
no, I
think
meant
the
your
case is?
kind as in fat people.
Oh,
No, Colonel Sanders
Oh.
was quite skinny actually.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little scuffed from that food
Don't worry.
poisoning. I'm not too happy on it. But no, Katiki, traumatized, would invent pasta and live out his days on a farm in where he would make love to his garden.
Fuck
And
the earth, am I
Matthew.
right, guys? But yeah, as you try to get past your trauma, Rupert will say to Farcival that I will go with you. I have survived hell once, I can do it again. But I'm also more than happy to stay here and help with any reconstruction and growing unrest. Hopefully this time you won't have to sell your soul.
hold on. Hey, I want to save Ember, but I don't know if we have a spawn group of warlocks here, wandering aimlessly, trying to figure out loopholes to a life they dedicated themselves to. I almost want to guide them. They won't be safe here, or at least emotionally. Candlekeep likely won't lay a hand on them unless they show force, but they won't be happy here. At least if someone doesn't help them. I think if I go to Avernus, there's no guarantee that I will gain anything from my adventure. I may die aimlessly, and it will result in the pointless deaths of myself and my loved ones. But here I can confidently make a difference. If Ember decides to show up on our turf and make demands, I will fight this space and I will defend it to my last breath. I will stay here until I know that it's safe. But in Avernus, death is only certain. But here, I know that I can do something about it.
And there it is there, I'm fucking blind. There we go, so. Then. And Rupert, I will assume, is the same.
Rupert is typing in the chat.
We can go hunt Ember when we're ready and certain. Then we start with the fledgling Vodlock. Let's use Wake and Rest. Wake and Rest, Corby. The shadowy defender of Elturel. He's like Batman, but kills. And only
Birdman.
undead.
Is it really killing if they're already dead?
True, true.
It's Birdman.
You hear of the Crowman. Yeah, you hear of the attack. You go about your day. You hear not much else. However, nothing about any other attacks. However, without the companion, the slew of undead goes from a few zombies and skeletons to some zombie ogres and keeps building and building. The machinations, what's the word, force of Orcus's followers, the undeath, seems to be unending. They crawl from the dirt, claw at Elturel. The field of the dead becomes a dangerous place for all, including yourself. There you go.
He would send to the Abbey and ask for trainees who need to practice in purging and hunting the undead, and he would stay and protect and kill the undead as long as possible. He would also, though, get commissioned a small memorial set up in one of the probably one of the sort of areas or squares in Elturel, dedicated to Sir Smiles, saying, "Sir Smiles, a hero who died, returning Elturel to its place."
I have a question, by the way.
Of course.
According to the deals, to the contract Smiles made with Hardy, he's allowed to be in Baldur's Gate and everything.
He is.
He might as well just be wandering out eating that revolutionary linguine that was recently brought onto the market.
That was where he lived. Anyone who dies in Avernus under the servitude of a devil's contract, their soul is forfeit towards that devil.
And if the contract states that the signee is allowed to go to different planes of existence, or at least a material plane, doesn't that kind of nullify that?
That comes with the exception you have a body and soul to do so, of which Smiles has neither.
I forgot how Smiles died.
Beaten to a pulp by Flora, and then left
right.
for dead in some stairwell.
And grave robbed.
Yeah, Flora stole all your shit. You were naked.
Was it Flora?
Yeah. She killed him. But as Corby sets up his, as Farcival so rightfully put it, little leak. Eventually, the stems are held back. It takes some time. Your feathers turn grey in places. But the fields of the dead are soon filled with the dead and the disciples of the Raven Queen. The city's heraldry soon changes, because it's very clear that Tyr, Storm, and Lathander are doing nothing to stem this onslaught. But the Raven Queen sure is. The heraldry soon changes to that of a raven. A few little abbeys pop up here and there. Corby is given rule of one, be the head of this particular chapter, taking in your recruits to fight the dead in the fields of the dead. Throughout this time, some 5 years, there is no mention of any other devilish war here on the material plane. No more sightings of devils that you can hear. No large armies chapping on doors. The stem of demons also rather quite mysteriously lacking, shall we say. Candlekeep is rebuilt. The wardings put in place. Down in Avernus, Zariel fights with ferocity on the front lines. As new deals come in, and as many more contracts are signed, devils are sent up to other cities, places such as Waterdeep, Darkhold, Icewind Dale, Karst. And all these small deals for souls keep flooding in. The tide of the Blood War never changes. The promise that Zariel made some 5 years ago now is yet to come to fruition. In fact, things have only gotten worse. In that time, Ember, you have watched as high-ranking members of this military have been slaughtered. Zariel and Bell had their tentative little deal that had to be honoured. However, with the Blade of Avernus, once forged and created, once Zariel was deemed the rightful heir, the rightful ruler of Avernus, over the course of 5 years, she took care of everyone in Avernus that she could, that could lay claim to her throne. Bell struck off. The Sibrieks struck off. Enogu, he's still around. He can't even get close. Hell, Avernus particularly, remains as it was. Is there anything that you would do, or try to do, within these periods of times?
Are you asking a specific person or everyone?
Ruby specifically, as Ember.
Honestly, I feel like she would just be biding her time, basically, to serving, knowing that her friends are safe. She remembered that when she first took up the sword, the prophecy told her that whoever took on the sword would not come out the same. I'm pretty sure like something like that.
He who takes the sword will cease to exist, I believe, or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like she knew, and she's just. I just hope my friends are safe. And it's like the one glimmer of happiness that just like the shimmer of good and happiness that she keeps, like the flaming of her hair. She keeps that flame inside of her, and just fosters it whenever she can. Well, just doing what she needs to. It's like working retail, you know. It's just getting through the day, so you can do it again the next day, and not earn anything with it.
Reminds me of ages 18 through 25.
Yeah, you know, true youth.
Yeah.
And nothing else. Just day to day, making it to tomorrow.
Possibly your time with the fledgling warlocks, shall we say. Trying to train these people best you can without any form of teaching degree. Takes a bit of time. You end up with an extreme scratch in your head. You have no idea what's going on, but these guys didn't sell their soul for power in the end. They sold it for life. Not a single one of these people has any magical, arcane, eldritch talent other than what they may have already had. Due to this, they are deemed by the uppers in Candlekeep to be a risk and expelled. Your work fruitless.
I wish there was more I could do, but it seems that the cards are no longer in my hands. I imagine that at this point there's not much to do since Candlekeep has already been built up. Eventually he'd probably bring it up to Rupert and say something, be like, well, we've built Candlekeep, I've tried to train the non-existent trainees. There's nothing I can do more about that. All that leaves us for is Ember. However, I was told something with Corby before he left. Something about being able to... What was it? Something about being able to be watched by her, connection to her. She gave me her talisman, her symbol of Talos. It has to be significant in some way. I'm by no means a cleric or a paladin or anything of holy nature, but it was once hers when she was. So maybe we could start there. My patron is still of fiendish nature, so there's assistance there. All I'd like to do is get a plan of action and a decently sized party. Ones that we can actually, build a connection with before they go out and sell our souls.
Well, I have additional ideas that might help us. I mean, Corby's off doing something in Elturel, probably. I remember him really disliking the undead for some reason. Never figured out why.
I would say
I really hated undead.
that within this time, because about 5 years have passed, there's been the rumours and wordings that some undead hating thing has taken up nest towards Elturel and has been driving back the undead. There was then the decrees that the gods of Elturel have been dropped in favour of the Raven Queen.
That's crazy.
And it doesn't take you even 5 seconds. Like,
Corby,
Corby.
how about this? Why don't we enjoy a bit more time? I've been working on making non-hellish versions, potentially, of the machines of Avernus.
Oh,
Perhaps I can further such research in Elturel, as they likely need more defenses. I mean,
I
maybe
would
instead of a
rather-
demon grinder, we could call it a corpse grinder.
I'd
What?
rather not go to Avernus without any sort of vehicle, so that is certainly a need.
Give it wings.
And plus, maybe I can get it to run on something other than Surkoi.
Yes,
Maybe I could power it with magic? Elementals? Potentially. But how about we go visit Corby and start there?
that sounds like a good deal to me.
By the way, have you seen my gun anywhere? I seem to have misplaced it.
Honey, where's my super gun?
Possible? Where's my blicky?
Head.
Darth Maul, where's my strap? Not the big one.
Just head towards Elturel. It's strange. It has rebuilt in places, and you can see that heraldry is changing. There are those who still cling to the old gods, and those who have fully embraced the Raven Queen. Nobody's depressed or anything. You do hear the odd, every now and then, you gotta remember when there was no undead at all. Yeah, that was fucking great, that was. But, for the most part, the city is well maintained. Well guarded. Yous are able to levy reputation. With ease. There are those who remember you, and your names are in the history annals. There are drawings of what yous did look like, and yous do come past the almost finished monument of smiles. These two guys are depicting whether or not we were told to paint it. I just don't think we should paint it. Like, it'll rain, it's going to rain tomorrow, it'll wash it all off, be back here in a week's time to paint it. Yeah, but it's an argument going nowhere as the sky turns, but you'll eventually find yourself in a nice little building. As you just walk into this room, this chamber, how would it be described and decorated, Tom? The first Raven Queen's church or abbot here in Elturel.
Very gothic, dark grey stone, tinted, large windows with stained glass with lots of ravens in it, in various forms, and particularly masked winged figures as well, which would normally be considered angels, but they have a certain raven-like to it with the mask and the wings, and similar gargoyles up in the top of all the buildings and roofs. It's quite Spartan, with very simple black, grey, and purple carpets and wooden things. So that's what the church would be like, and that's the main church. And then there are side bits where people live and train.
Given your duties now here. Would you be shucking those duties in order to kill the undead, or would you be around in this building?
Yeah, I'd be. I would probably be around like at the weekend, the equivalent.
The worst type of manager.
Spending most of the days, they're spending most of the actual like days taking out trainees to go and patrol and hunt the fields of dead.
Roll a
Teaching
d10.
them with
Roll a d10.
It's been 5 years and it looks like Corby's aged 50.
there's a good chance. I can't remember how old Kinkus live.
Probably the oldest living Kenku.
Yeah, possibly.
How old was Corby?
I think he's about 15, but I'll need to check.
Live until 60.
Okay.
But you mature. You're technically an adult at age 12.
Yeah, I was 17 at the start.
He's almost legal.
You enter in. You meet a priest of the Raven Queen. A serene calm about them. Dressed in rather ornate yet simple robes. There's no multiple layers or such. It is one layer with just a nice simple but elegant design through it. And as they greet you, enter. Why have you come here today, children?
I'm like 50, 40? I don't remember. What do you mean, sorry, you didn't mean that literally. I apologize.
He smiles. A nice, peaceful smile.
Same. Oh, go ahead.
We are looking for our compatriot. Corby? We used to serve with him. We were going to inquire on requiring his assistance on something that he would have expertise in.
I have a project I think he'd like.
Yes.
He is out training the new recruits, but should be back by sundown.
Well, I suppose we could wait unless we want to go out on a chase.
I mean, I brought my gun.
I think we'll be okay. I don't think we can wait here. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You can stand still for 20 minutes.
But I wanted to test the upgrades. This thing can shoot bombs now. Scorching ray.
You wait in this ornate-looking church. The deacons and priests pass you by. You see as throughout the day, as the sun sets, this stained glass window with a raven seems to just make its way across the room like a sundial. And like clockwork, upon sundown, there are numerous people that enter through, all wearing very similar capes to one that you recall seeing a very long time ago.
Oh my god. They're mini Corbies.
I think they're just all part of the same religion. Dear.
Yes,
You
mini Corbies.
Okay.
come in, the woman who had greeted these two whispers to you just before you walk in. As a tiefling and an old man that say they know you. Maybe he needs some form of last rites, I don't know. But they called you compatriot. Looks on in as you hear there are many Corbies. As the voice kind of strikes you, it's without a shadow of a doubt. It's like that's Rupert. How you feel about that is entirely up to you, but you know that's Rupert.
He's a little more grayed and has a lot more explosion scars. He
Yeah,
might be missing a finger or two.
I know them. It appears early onset senility might be settling in. Right. Thank you. I will
Fucked up.
go and deal with them, and I'll walk over and say, "Right, you two, come with me," and I'll lead them up through the church, up to the top of the very steeples, and like I'll ask them to the bell tower. There
Right
you'll
on.
see a little. You see a little bed,
Oh,
with windows that are open
It's the bird's nest.
just below.
cute.
Yeah.
Corby's one bedroom,
Awesome.
one bathroom apartment in Elturel.
You have a nice little place
I,
here.
I don't think he'd even have a bedroom. Probably find all the feces outside going down the side of the church.
Woo!
Well, it seems that Elturel is treating you and your god as well.
Yes.
You've been busy.
Yes, I've been following my queen's guidance.
I have no doubt that they're keeping this place quite safe. Have you've heard of Candlekeep, no? The recent events within the last few years?
Things, yes.
Well, since I hail from there, I went to, assist with damage repair and crowd control and such.
I need guns.
But they told me of who commandeered the attack. It was Ember.
What did she want?
Do you remember what Bell gave us in that forge that day?
Water?
God damn it. The adamantine rods that we kept in our treasured bag of holding.
Right.
It turns out that apparently we had kept the bag of holding, and it was on Rupert's person. Upon discovering it, I decided to make a donation to Candlekeep. I thought that an infernal material that was cleansed of its home may have been a proper research quest for them. But it turns out that Zariel had other plans, and they took it from them by force. But the fact of the matter is that Ember is still there, and she's still within Zariel's grasp. And I didn't want to do anything about it. Not because I don't care, but Ember's last wish was to make us all stay safe and to ensure our freedom, and I didn't want to forsake that by going down there again and getting myself killed, but I've done all I can here. I've done absolutely everything I can to ensure the happiness of those around me, and with that I found myself unable to sleep at night knowing that the last person that I can save is still out there.
Wait, you didn't sleep regardless.
True, but the rest was not fruitful. What I'm saying is that we are looking to go down there and save ourselves. I know that Avernus isn't necessarily... It's the last place we all want to be. We fought tooth and nail to get out of there, but part of me can't stand the fact that she's down there somewhere suffering like Zariel's personal plaything, contorted and her morals disjointed beyond disbelief. I mean, you know what it's like. You know what that place does to you.
I do. Which means I understand she might not wholly agree with you that she is suffering. She might be comfortable with it now by now.
That
I
is
assume
true.
you have followed up on my suggestion and you have taken the opportunity to look in on her, to spy on her. Gather
I
information.
mentioned it. I'm not sure if see, I as a player might not know, but I assume Parcel might know what he would have done with that.
Scrying spell would have been something you could have looked into at the time. Still
Yeah,
something you can look into.
as well as I assume he would have looked into his patron as well, considering the time that has passed.
When last you did a scry, what do we say? Let's see. So I think here it's going to be. Ah, yeah, fucked. Haha. Must be on the same plane of existence. You speak to your patron, however, as you had. They made you aware that Zariel now rules. The Blade of Avernus has been forged. But nothing has changed. Everything remains exactly as it was. The tide has not turned in any way, shape, or form.
Well, if you haven't checked up, I assume you have a plan to free her.
Well, we were hoping on gathering an alliance before we did such. After all, we would like to, have everyone involved before we start making grand plans about going back to hell.
They've been working on war machines that might help us.
When Ember made the deal, I know that she would not have done so entirely blindly. She would have ensured the safety of the people of Elturel and ourselves. I believe it's the only way that we're still here and we're not being dragged back down to the bowels of Avernus. So I'm inclined to believe that our safety had to have been a part of that contract. But also, when she gave Zariel the sword, Zariel is not unreasonable. I believe that there is a certain level of justification she would have had for her motives. What that would have been, I have no idea, at least specifically. But from what I know from my patron, nothing has changed. Aside from the forging of the Blade of Avernus and some things here and there. But the Blood War has not moved. No change has been made. And if there's one thing I've learned through my years of being a warlock and dealing with pacts and treasures and written contracts, is that there's always a loophole. If Zariel promised a change in this great war and none has come, perhaps we could take Ember from the side of the deal as well.
You made a deal with Zariel. How long was that deal for?
50 years.
Has it been 50 years yet?
No.
This place had 50 years down there as well.
Was it 50 years or was it 35?
50.
No, for me.
Mm.
Oh,
I seem to remember 12 years.
12?
Let's just call it 20. Let's just like split it that way. Call it 20 in the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know such deals, but if they have a length to it, then it's only after that time that it would be forfeit to some kind of defaulting on it, in my opinion.
Well, there's There's a way of contacting people, if you try very hard. And I'm willing to try really hard for her. I don't want to die and forsake everything she fought for, but I want to fight for her too. She deserves that much.
Would you like me to add her to the memorial down in the square? I didn't know her that long.
I mean, if you could, that would be wonderful. If we were to go down there and make a grand attempt at some admittedly foolish act of bravery, would you accompany us?
To the square?
What?
Well, the square's down there.
Oh, no, back to the heart of Avernus.
Would that not nullify her sacrifice if you went back?
Only if we die.
I look over at Rupert when you say that.
Well, I'm just following the husband's advice.
Mm-hmm.
What a bomb.
Whipped. This is something I've thought about for a while. I could spend my days here on the material plane, wandering the Sword Coast, going from Baldur's Gate to Candlekeep, back and forth, trying to make some sort of impact on the world, trying and clinging onto something that has meaning, but it's not going to do anything. If I truly want to make a difference for something, then I want to be able to do it in a way that I'm proud of. Before, it was if I died, then a few people will remember me, I would be lost to the articles of time, the city would still be here, and everything would be for naught. But now, I may be forsaking her memory, but it would be on the chance that I could bring her back with us. And I understand if you don't want to leave your city behind. This place is a bastion to all your efforts. All I ask is that perhaps that we may join again and be a bastion to hers.
I will have to pray and see what my queen says. But I would like there to be a more solid plan if I am to join you.
That is definitely something I had said when I first brought this up. I cannot go head first into hell again with nothing than the wits and our blades in hand. It's nonsensical. Rupert has some sort of contraptions. He's been working on vehicles, so that way we may power ourselves through hell using not the souls of the damned. Or so he says. But there's also more searching to be done. I'd like to find a more able, larger party and build a bond with them and then learn how we work. But when all is said,
Bobby seems to like drift off when you say that, and he goes, Rupert, it's worth remembering. And he summons it's like almost spectral or raven. It's worth remembering that magic works differently there. This was a skeletal raven down there, but it looks more solid here. So if you have magical means, be sure they work.
Righto, I can do that. I mean, as far as I work, most of my arcane contraptions weren't affected. But, by the way, while we're on the subject on contraptions, hear me out. What if I told you in the future that potentially I could make your farming of the fields of the dead easier? With, say, instead of a demon grinder, a grinder of the corpses?
Can that reduce the training that the Order would get?
It would make your job easier. You'd still have to train people to use such devices. Plus, you can use them for anything too big.
Maybe. I hope you can stay a while. You're welcome to stay in our cells. That's beds and barracks and stuff for the trainees. That's all we have. And I will pray. What was Ember's name?
Ember?
Well, we'll allow you to take all the time that you need. And this is a pressing matter. Asking someone to follow you in the hell is no small feat. I don't expect you to jump at arms at the possibility, especially considering our history, but out of all of our options, I will say that I trust you the most.
And you're the only one with a pulse.
Always going to insight that. I remember you saying you trusted someone else more, but I stood at your wedding. I would be a poor best man if I didn't accompany you.
So, to hell we go.
To hell with it.
Plan. He's looking at you, Fossil. Plan first.
Yes.
Yes, that's a given.
And I suppose I can help with any further maintenance or works you have to do around town while we're here.
Have you given up on being a failed doctor then?
I'm not a failed doctor!
Oh, you got your license back?
No. Well, I mean, yes, I never lost my medical license. I'm just not allowed to be a therapist.
We'll ask.
Hmm.
Though your time with these people was low, do you make or try to make contact with Elmis or Kitiki?
Rupert probably wouldn't. Maybe just like a passing. Oh, I wonder if they're still alive. If they are, neat. If they aren't, oh well.
About them to find them when it's like, oh, city, Raven Queen, undead, murdered. We go, oh, that's Corby. But like, no one goes, oh yeah, there's a new pasta flavor. That must be Chair Guy. Like, there's no.
Hey, they're called Chair Guy's Linguini.
Oh, it's like name branded. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, he's now he's now called Pasta Guy Linguini.
I would say for like the brevities and such, it is, you're in a place filled with what is essentially cleric. Someone here knows the fucking sending spell. Someone here knows the scrying spells.
Do we care though?
That's what I'm asking.
Not really. We didn't really know them that well. All Elemis did was show up, cast Eldritch Blast, and be racist.
Yeah, but to be fair though, most of Vox's characters showed up, cast a spell, and was racist.
Yeah.
That's only half of the.
That's only half of the graveyard.
Sorry, the other ones show up, hit something with a sword, and are racist.
No.
Neither Flora nor Ornalin were racist. There's only Galgias and now Illimis.
I'm sensing a pattern.
It's 50-50.
50% of racists is still too many racists.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fucked up. Alright, so.
So, the three of yous planning to go back to Avernus to fight for Ember. Is that the plan? The rough plan. Obviously, there is planning to be done.
Yeah. As well, ideally, I would like to find more people other than just, 3 people.
Corby.
Okay.
Corby,
Are we?
Corby reduces the load if he does come. He's like 3 people to 1.
Well, there is someone else who you know who is on the material plane.
I don't think you know who is on a material plane. That would be a bad idea.
I totally forgot about him, I'll be honest.
Who?
Calgus.
Oh,
yeah.
Calgus is still alive.
And
We don't know where he is.
Yeah, you don't know where he is, and technically speaking.
I mean, after so many
Grafted.
years, he might have made his way back to.
We weren't as close to him either.
He's Calgus standing in hell. Fuck me, it's really changed in here. But yeah, I would say these are the allies, these are the people that you know. The stories, Corby, you've been able to pick up that Grifton does still live. As for... So Grifton still lives. Katikwini and Katiki's Pasta, there's a few little boxes in here and there shops. There may be a franchise of a restaurant coming soon. We're still waiting on planning permits and such, but Elmis went off on their own way, but you haven't heard anything about them. So that's a 50% shot right there. You have...
Elmis would probably have said where she or he went. I mean, in your mind, is she, I guess.
But, there are 4 potential allies to call upon. Question is, who do you call upon?
A question for Tom from Tom is: Are we continuing then and going back?
What was that, sorry? You broke up just a tiny bit.
So a question from Tom then is: Are we continuing or the campaign and going back?
To me, it sounds like we're going back to kick Zariel's ass.
5 years later, that's crazy. Wouldn't people have gotten like a level or 2?
I was going to say 5 years and we haven't leveled up once.
Right. Here's my thing. If you're not going back, giving you another level is a bit as useful as an ashtray and a motorcycle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, no.
So, guys, take 13th level, and with that, we close out this campaign.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that either way.
If this is homebrew or something, can you be really nice to us and give us an extra level because we are going back?
Talk about, I'm giving you the level the book's telling me to give you 2 chapters ago. Go on, tell me you struggled.
No.
You beat Unoghu a level early. Like, that man did not stand a chance. He took out half the party, yes. But yous also killed him in the end.
That was also Ember without a sword, so...
The question is, if we go back, what the hell does Ruby do?
I will help, maybe. Don't worry, we'll figure that out in roleplay.
I don't know. It's 3 people with new characters, or
Oh, I can whip up anything. I can bring back Opal,
This is the longest fucking descent into Avernus campaign known to God.
So, as the planning comes through to reach out to Calgas and try for Grifton. Calgas tells you that he spent some time in Chult. That's where he ended up, but he'll make his way to Elturel. Grifton, as you hope and pray for the best as you reach out, you hear the common tongue come through, which is a surprise to you.
Oh,
But
I never said he learned a language.
oh, that's going to be even funnier then, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't do that again.
You all plan to meet up in this one little area in Elturel. And as the place gets turned into essentially a war room, and the map of Avernus is pulled out, that coffee stain has gotten quite crispy. But all the pins and all the maps are still there.
You're holding it upside down again.
Oh, god damn it! Every time! Hold on, flip it over!
At this point, this session just feels like a love letter to every single other session we've had in the past.
Because it is.
And you just get it all ready and set. Elvira joins you here. You start your planning, she starts her preparations. Next week, let's kill Zariel.
Oh yeah.